I was expecting that we would basically be living a nightmare for a moment. Morning dawns bright and clear the following day. Although the air still feels muggy and I miss the chilly autumn weather, it's one of those rare weekends when I'm up even before my alarm rings. If it isn't for Ash's call last night, I'll probably sleep in. Well, we haven't seen this part of the apartment yet. When 9 a.m. rolls around, I'm already heading downstairs where Ash is waiting for me in his car. Ah, that's his car down there. I know it's... Oh, hi Ashton. His hair is disheveled. Is a disheveled mess, eyes drowsy, and overall looking like he's hurried to get out of bed. Or fell out of it. Or both. He looks adorably rumpled this way. But I'm not going to tell him that. It only bloats his unbearable ego.
Good morning, Ash.
Oh, you're cheaper. He makes a motion with his finger around his ear. Tone it down. Have you been drinking, Ash?
Can you even drive?
He answers me with a slight raise of his hand, a yawn, and nothing more. He's never been particularly fond of morning, and for that I'm thankful to every god in the universe. Less mental capacity for him to make fun of me. Ha! There's a reason why mornings are my favorite. Yeah! Favorite time. I'm back on this street. It doesn't take long for us to reach our destination. The small cafe... What? Is that... Oh! Apparently if I scroll with the mouse wheel I can also go back to the backlog. To reach our destination, the small cafe is situated in Luxembourg's busiest street, the same one I often visit with Becca for its cheap food. Is it this one Starbucks? Who knows? Or maybe the Crawl Bar. I don't know. I've never gone here on a Sunday, and it's striking how different it appears without the usual weekday and Saturday rush. The atmosphere especially reminds me of something we also have back home, near the university I used to attend. I wonder what happened to it. Yeah. It was being renovated before I left, so I never got to visit one last time. The place has always had a calming effect on me. But today, God damn it, that's good. We take it away, we go back to the space bar, even though it sounds pretty loud sometimes. But today, despite standing in a place similar to it, anxiety easily washes over me as soon as I step out of the car. I'm quite used to dealing with people I've never met before, thanks to my work. Yeah, unlike my work where I don't meet people, and if you do, you're like totally scared of them. Although I met a gang the other night that were like pretty nice. They were like, hey, and I like totally like very scared. Okay, that I like freaked out like holy shit. The gang is gonna beat me up, and they were like, your bag's open, you should probably close it. Okay, thanks. And be careful. Like, what? This was motorcycles, shin jacket, and shaved heads. Like, what the hell happened? Yeah, but still, I don't know him. In spite of the fact about Ash and Becca vouched for him, what will he think of me and my story? What if he thinks I'm crazy? Hell, even my own friends thought so. I draw in a breath to quell the panic beginning to rise in me. Oh well, only one way to find out. A few hesitant steps forward, and then Ash suddenly pulling me back by my elbow.
Hold on, scaredy cat, not too fast.
Okay, why not? Without warning, he flicks my forehead hard.
That hurts! What was that for?
Yeah. He's already walking away when I look up, and I hurry to catch up to him, puzzled. He noticed you were nervous and took your mind off it. I really don't understand this guy. I do. At least explain why you're flicking other people's forehead all of a sudden. So rude.
Get yourself together, will you? He's not going to bite.
See? It was to get me together.
He's very accommodating, too.
Aw, thanks.
I wasn't scared of him or anything.
You don't look like it. Didn't sound like you were okay last night either.
Huh?
What was that last one? Hey, don't just ignore me.
Oh. All question and retorts die on my mouth once he opens the door to the shop. A cast iron bell attached to it chimes softly, announcing our arrival. The smell of freshly brewed coffee welcomes us as soon as we step in. Yes, the same crew as before. Like usual, several tables and chairs have been set up for the patrons. But most of the customers present at the moment have forgone them in favor of the more comfortable throw pillows and beanbags the staff has laid out on the floor. Oh, Becca would love to know they have something like this on Sundays. She's been complaining how uncomfortable the library chairs are for a long time now. Oh, that's the professor, I guess. Yeah. Ash leads me to the secluded spot near the window, where an old man, probably in his 50s or 60s, is seated, enjoying a brew and a book. Enjoy your brew.
Professor Clark.
It's just Andrew now. I'm no longer your professor, Detective Inspector Frey.
Okay, the Detective Inspector. Title. The guy, Andrew, looks up from his book and gives him a smile. A sheepish look crosses Ash's face at the older man's admonishment. More unusual, to say the least. He's seeing him appear like a parent has just scolded him. Oh. But it suggests a familiarity between them, one that goes beyond what someone expects from a simple student and mentor. With another warm smile, he gestures for us to take the empty seat opposite him. Yeah, that's the thing. Normal student-mentor relationship I never really seen being very good, but in movies, books, games here, it's always like, you're even closer than my parent to me. Yeah, and you mean more than my child to me. We're so close, we're the best of things ever. Like, what? And then it's so horrible when they betray each other. Yeah.
Have you been waiting long?
Quite some time.
Oh.
But I come here early on weekends. Best time to get their first serving of bear claws. They're the only place that serves it here.
Oh, bear claws. Actually, no, it's probably some dessert, right? They have different things. Like vacuum cleaners, or that's at least the Swedish names for it, is this green little cake with chocolate on the sides. Vacuum cleaners, like, what the hell? Why is they called that?
I took the liberty of ordering for you two. I hope you don't mind. I thought it'd be best to talk over a decent helping of coffee.
Yeah, probably so. Soon enough, a waiter brings us 2 more cups and sets down a basket of pastries.
Aren't you going to introduce the lady?
Oh.
Ah, right. Sorry. Isabella, this is Prof. Andrew. He's one of my professors back at the university. Andrew, this is Isabella Santos.
Santos. Portuguese? Spanish? Brazilian? Mexican?
Philippine.
Filipina, actually. It's a pleasure to meet you, Professor.
Ah, your name carries a lot of history, Miss Santos. Just Andrew is fine. Don't do what Ashton's doing. He doesn't listen to this old man.
Oh, okay, Andrew. He doesn't listen to anyone more like it. Except Becca. What? No, wait. Becca listens to him. That's how it is. The awkward tension typically present in first meeting dissipates after that. I was expecting someone strict and to an extent someone severe. But Professor Andrew Clark is definitely the opposite of what I have in mind. The more personable kind, similar to a grandfather who'll dot on you at family gatherings. Oh, grandfather. I mean, my grandfather is a very bookish kind of type there and not. I mean, he's outside us, but not very sociable. The person I, in many ways, everyone said reminded of, and I'm like, that's not the person I wanna be at all. Apparently, I also have his very sticking out ears, which was the first reason why I started growing my hair long. Yeah, to cover them, because otherwise you're like, Mickey Mouse, that's how I wanna be. No. It's obvious why Ash has taken a liking to him.
Ashton tells me there's something you wish to discuss that I could help with. Let's hear it then.
I give Ash a hesitant glance, but he just nods and gestures toward Andrew with his head. He's leaving this to me. It's my story to tell, after all. I keep it short and concise. I found a letter in this old mansion. Now I'm cursed. Exactly as I've told Ash and Zack when they asked about it. I don't mention the name of the place. No use saying it now that someone else illegally owns it. No use dragging other people into my problem.
I'm sure it's that letter I found, but I don't know anymore. I just want to know how to escape this nightmare.
Of course. We're talking about the one in Anslem Village, aren't we?
Of course you knew
How
already.
did you...
Don't look so surprised. There's only one place popular enough here if we're going to talk about hauntings. I once had a colleague who wrote about it and the urban legends surrounding the place. Years worth of study, but fascinating nonetheless.
And he didn't get cursed, he isn't missing anything. How could he have... Maybe he didn't visit the place, just book things.
It's a shame he passed away at such a young age. He would have done a much better job at explaining topics like this one compared to me.
Maybe he couldn't help as much as you think he could. Passing away at a young age.
Ashton here might disagree, but it's an interesting topic in sociology, if you care to have an open mind.
Studying the science and theory behind it is completely different from outright believing in it.
Yeah.
You don't believe in those stories, sir?
Now, this isn't a question of belief. All I'm saying is things like these speak a lot about a place's culture and history.
Yeah.
And it's not just limited to ghosts. Monsters, gods, you name it. Even you, Miss Santos.
But yeah, it makes sense. There, how things would change there, depending
What
on where.
about me?
God, monsters and God. I mean, I know quite a bit of the different gods in different mythologies and so yeah, they're quite different depending on the places.
How you respond to these stories. It tells a lot about you and your upbringing, in the same way it tells me why our detective inspector here finds such topics absurd. Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. My head is starting to spin from all this information. It means he's been upbringed in a place where probably you would believe in it. Maybe her parents believed in paranormal activities also, and things, many things around her that scatter, while he maybe been up in a more logical, I don't know. I shouldn't think over this too much when I'm not have a degree in it myself, right? I'm not the smartest person around, but I understand what he's trying to get at, I think. It's still too much to take in at once, though. I look to Ash for help, but his eyebrows are drawn in a frown. If he keeps staring like that at his cup, I'm pretty sure it will crack
There's
soon.
still something you're not telling.
Oh?
Didn't I tell you everything the other day?
Yeah, but you mentioned the rights. Then you proceeded to drop the topic right after. What's with that?
They don't have anything to do with this.
Rights. Luke and Hannah, right?
Yeah, they bought the place.
Yeah, they're the ones who got the place.
Ah, I'm not surprised. They're the kind who gets what they want when they set their eyes on it, from what I've heard. Word gets around, especially with a pretty well-known couple like them.
For some reason, from what I heard, doesn't seem... Yeah. What did they do to you? A heavy sigh escapes my lips. Popular or not, they just my clients, albeit or a little pushy, but just clients, end of story. Shut up! I wish he'll stop pestering me about them. Shut up, Ash! I know you're trying to help. What is it again that Becca does when dealing with a particularly difficult child? What does it? You. It's pretty good, yeah. The pesky annoying kind, I wish I can remember. I can certainly use that same trick right about now.
Ashton, look here. I know you're trying to help, but the deal's almost already closed. The papers are being prepared. Once it's done, it's over. I'm just their agent.
Yeah.
And when is that happening?
When what? Is there even a purpose to this line of questioning?
Your working relationship with them. When's it going to end?
Probably within the week?
About a week from now? It depends on how long the papers will take, but they want us to rush it.
Really? You're absolutely sure about that?
No?
Yes, really. Unless they want to buy a house again and want me and Rose to be their agent. If yes, then I don't see a problem with it. Now stop annoying me about it.
Don't accept it.
What? Why? It's my job.
Oh lord, even my younger siblings aren't this difficult to deal with. Yeah, but he loves you more than them. Maybe, I don't know. Then again, Ash from a younger sibling to me. If you only spell it out, surely I understand. We won't even be having this conversation right now. That's how it is, right? Find an even ground, talk about it like the adults we ought to be. It wasn't like this before, but somewhere along the way something has changed in us, as people, as friends. Ashton wants more, and I'm too oblivious to even notice it. I wish there's a way I can tell when or why. Instead I'm left searching blindly for reason. The next thing we know, we'll be drifting further and further apart. How frustrating.
Now, kids, settle down. We're not going to solve anything by shouting.
Oh.
Sorry, Sir Andrew.
Sir
No,
Andrew.
we're not going to solve anything either if you keep omitting things.
Speak for yourself. I'm not the only one doing it.
You'll have to forgive my former student, Miss Santos. He's always been the curious kind. Many people think he's lazy, but it's actually the opposite. I see that hasn't changed.
Yeah.
Oh, really? How is he back when he was your student? I'm sorry, I need to ask. He doesn't talk much about that.
And there's a reason why. Please don't.
Tell us! Tell us his dirty secrets!
Tried to sleep on the first day of class. He didn't repeat it after what I made him do when I caught him. Students like him are the easiest to deal with, once you know what piques their interest. I'd have to say, he's one of the very few who's actually interested in the subject, though. But there was this one time when...
By the end of our smart conversation, Ash looks like he's praying for the ground to swallow him up. He's never been the one to talk about himself. What I know about him are mostly bits and pieces I've gleaned over the years. He's an atrocious singer, he's bad at art, and he has a personal vendetta against mornings. Now? I feel he isn't that hard to figure out after all. Oh. It's past noon when Andrew has to leave us for another meeting. But before we separate...
Miss Santos, a word of advice. If this is truly what you think it is, just keep in mind that when it comes to cases such as this, they aren't always what they seem.
Okay. Naturally, the mansion and the letter was brought up again several times during the talk. And though Ash right in that Andrew offers a different perspective, he has left me with more questions than answers instead. What is she? What does she want from me? Well, it's... What was her name? Was her name Charlotte? The daughter who died. And from that intro that I then had to edit in, which I therefore saw, even though I accidentally skipped it here in the game by freaking out, she drowned. That also matches with the hair going out in all sides, right? So, we need to help her get free, maybe? She's the one cursed. And she's just angry at us for not helping her. What does she want from me? She wants you to help her. Is she ever going to leave? No, she can't leave the mansion, probably. She's stuck there. And therefore, she wants help to leave.